Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tastefully Balanced. I'm Miriam, and to wrap up my plant-based month, I am making a orange chicken. It's going to be made with tofu instead, that's baked to a perfect crispiness, and then it's going to have a very delicious orange sauce with very little ingredients, and you can use monk fruit sweetener and cut down on the sugar dramatically. So if you guys love plant-based recipes, please subscribe and keep watching. All right, welcome back. So the first thing I did is preheat my oven to 400 degrees, and now let's kind of get our tofu ready to bake. So I have my tray here that I've just lined with these awesome Silpat mat, and then I cut up my tofu. I did have it draining for a while. So how I drain it is I take the entire block, I put a couple pieces of paper towel underneath, and then a couple pieces on top, and then I put something heavy, like a really heavy pan or something. That way all of the liquid just drains right out. So this is completely dry, and then I just cubed them. So I'm just gonna take a Ziploc bag to make this really easy. Put all the tofu in here. Oops. And then add in a couple tablespoons of oil, and then after that, a couple tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm gonna first just, without really mushing up your tofu, just very, very slowly work that oil everywhere. Okay, and then add in your cornstarch. Close it up, and then very, very slowly give it a good shake in the bag. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm just gonna spray my Silpat mat, even though nothing really sticks on it, but just an extra precaution. Ooh, all right. And now I'm just gonna spread out my tofu so that it's in a single layer, and so every bit gets nice and crispy in the oven. Okay, and then what I also did was just make sure that each one isn't touching the other so that all the sides get a chance to get nice and brown. So this is gonna go in the oven for about 15 minutes. Check on it. If you want it a little bit more golden brown, just pop it in for another 5 minutes. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so while the tofu is crisping up in the oven, let's work on our orange sauce for the orange chicken. So we have our pan, our big nice wok. To that, I'm gonna add in the orange juice. This is freshly squeezed. All right, and then I'm gonna add in my rice vinegar, my rice that a lot of Asian cooking uses. I've got ginger paste, garlic paste, and a little bit of sriracha. Add that in. Perfect. I've also got a little bit of soy sauce, and actually I don't use soy sauce, I use coconut aminos, but you can use soy sauce as well. And then some sugar. I am using monk fruit sweetener just to keep it on the lighter side, but you can just use regular white sugar. And then the last ingredient is just some vegetable stock. I use the paste, which is why it looks like water and the paste is on the bottom, but you can just use the regular vegetable stock. All right, give it a good mix, and you're just gonna wait until this boils. All right, so the sauce is boiling, so now what I'm gonna do is take some cornstarch. I have a little bit of cornstarch in this cup, probably can't see it, but I'm gonna take some of the sauce and put it in here and make sure that you don't have any of the lumps of the cornstarch. This is kind of a trick so that you can make sure you don't have lumps of cornstarch. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm gonna add it in again with my sauce, and this is going to thicken up my orange sauce very nicely. Let it boil a little bit more. All right, so I just pulled out the tofu. I did let it broil for an additional 10 minutes to really get that nice crispiness on top. And if you wanted even more, you could leave it in for even more, but I think I'm good with this. And so I have warmed up my sauce again, and I'm just gonna add in my tofu pieces. Okay, so now you just wanna coat the tofu pieces in the sauce, and really that is it. You just eat this with a side of rice and some steamed veggies like broccoli, cauliflower, and that is a magnificent lunch or dinner. Okay, I want to garnish it a little bit, so for my garnish I'm just going to add a little bit of cilantro. I just like that extra pop of green, and then a little bit of sesame seeds. And there you go. That is your orange, quote unquote, chicken. Okay, so got myself a bowl here that I'm going to taste test with. So, grab a few pieces of tofu. Yum. That looks delicious. All right, I need to grab a fork, so I will be right back. Wow, the tofu is nice and crispy on the outside, but then if you see the inside, it's nice and soft still, and that sauce is so nice and thick. So when you eat this with rice, take a little bit of extra sauce, drizzle it on the rice, and that would be delicious. Please, please make this. I know a lot of skeptics out there will be like, really, could it be better than orange chicken? But this is delicious. You really get all of that beautiful flavor just like an orange chicken dish. So I highly recommend, if you love recipes like this where you take a, kind of a mainstream dish and turn it vegan or plant-based, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, live life tastefully balanced. Mm.